Good morning, everybody. Dr. Hillary Lim here. This morning, I thought I'd do a little video talking a bit about certain chemicals in our body that have a lot to do with our mood and our mental health, known as our neurotransmitters. So I'm going to talk about 4 different neurotransmitters and one simple way that we can help to ensure that they are in imbalance in our bodies. So the first neurotransmitter I'm going to talk about is epinephrine, which is also known as adrenaline. So if any of you watched my previous video about that HPA axis, so our body's way of responding to stress or a perceived fear. So when our body has a perceived fear, our body pumps out. One of the things is cortisol. Another one of the things is adrenaline or epinephrine. So we need this to stimulate our body into that fight or flight. It pumps blood flow to our muscles and it helps our body to react in an emergent way to a stress. Another neurotransmitter I'm going to talk about is called noradrenaline or norepinephrine. This guy is mainly responsible for our concentration, our ability to stay focused. Dopamine is one of my favorite neurotransmitters because it's largely responsible for our pleasure response. So things that signal the release of dopamine in our bodies are things that we tend to repeat. So we can go on the negative side to addicts, people who are addicted to alcohol or recreational drugs. Those people may actually have lower levels of prefrontal dopamine and are looking for ways to signal the production of it. Also sugar. When we're more stressed, we tend to crave more sugar. Sugar tends to stimulate the release of dopamine. So believe it or not, we're actually self-medicating in those times. I wish broccoli had the same release of dopamine that candy does, but unfortunately not. And then the last neurotransmitter I'm going to talk about is serotonin. So serotonin is responsible largely for our mood. It also helps with our sleep regulation and our digestive harmony. Serotonin is actually made upwards of 65% in our gut and not our brain. So bet you didn't know we had so many neurotransmitters that are actually produced in our gut. So that leads me to one simple way that we can help to regulate neurotransmitters in our body. So, a lot of factors play a role on the production of these neurotransmitters, whether it's genetics, whether it's stress has a major role on our chemistry, and then of course diet and lifestyle. So today we're going to talk about diet. Now, in order to make neurotransmitters, we need the precursors or the steps before the neurotransmitters, and those are known as amino acids. And a lot of amino acids we get from sources of protein. So let's talk about some simple ways in our diet that we can get the amino acids that we need to make certain neurotransmitters. So for serotonin, here's a few foods. For serotonin, brown rice, peanuts, cottage cheese, meat, and sesame seeds. These are all great sources of an amino acid called tryptophan, which then leads to the production of serotonin. Now for norepinephrine, for epinephrine, and for dopamine, these 3 neurotransmitters are all made from the same amino acid precursor known as tyrosine. So some really great sources of tyrosine in our body are dairy, fish, avocados, almonds, bananas, again, sesame seeds, and pumpkin seeds. So those are a few things that you could do even today if you're feeling a little bit down, if you're feeling like you can't concentrate as much, if you just need a little bit more pleasure in your life, to quickly stimulate the production of neurotransmitters in your body. Check out my website if you guys have any additional questions. It's www.drhillarylim.com. And you guys have a brilliant day. Eat well, be happy.